Let's go.
I will make your world breathe.
Welcome to the Chronicles of the Dream Realm. I'm your host, Sarah, and we're about to dive into my amazing world. So let's get into it. Imagine yourself in your room. Now, there's a beautiful portal that opens up. You're going to walk through, and outside, you see a blue sky, clear and blue. But up there, they're not birds, they're dragons flying through the air. In the fields, in a grass so green, you see a bunch of unicorns trotting, having fun. My world is connected by 12 realms. We'll deal with those later. For now, you see the clear blue water and my beautiful purple castle in the distance. So let's walk. Come walk with me. So, here we have a bunch of different realms. The Dream Realm is composed of 12 realms, including the human realm, which we are in right now. This is the town of Hollyhead, where the humans are tradesmen, or they just settled down here, or some of them are the kids that I've raised with powers and abilities. Come on, let's go into my purple castle. Here is where the true chaos begins. Now, my world is comprised. We've got dragons, werewolves, vampires, demons, angels, elves, mermaids, fairies, centaurs, humans, and of course we have Chitauri. Not the ones that you're thinking of though. They spell their names a little bit differently. It's Chitari. So there's no U in there. Ha! So they are an insectoid kind of alien race. They were kind of ruled by dictators. But their leader, Vec, had brought them to my world. And I gave them a realm where they can find peace and grow. Apparently, they're very good farmers. Who knew? Alien race, good farmers. Goes hand in hand, don't you think? And then there's Vlad, the king of the vampires. He lives in Umbra. That is the vampire realm. They house the god of assassins Shroudwalk and his assassins, where they can train and help give out immediate information or things that would be useful. He's a neutral party should I need one. This world also has a pantheon called the Woven Realms. Werewolves, they have Edwin the Mighty. He's a great warrior from distant past. Him and his kin came by and were like, we're done being hunted. So I gave them their own little realm, Lycanthropia, where there's a wall around it. So during the blood moon, everyone is safe, including them. Then we've got the dragons, Cornelius and Nala. They were the first ones to come to me in need of help. See, I built this world as a sanctuary for myself. It was meant to just be one world, one realm, just me in a castle, to get away from all the troubles. But then the dragons reached out to me, asking me for help, saying they were done being hunted by knights, wanting glory. They just wanted to live. So I gave them Dracoria, the dragon realm. Then I saw Thrain, and him and his dwarven kinds have been slaves to gods and goddesses for eons. He said, I'm done being a slave. We want to just be free, to live in peace. And so I gave them the mountains to get the resources they desperately want and share if they so desperately choose. Which they do. They share all their amazing gems and stuff, especially to one of my kids who is a huge fashionista. Then we got the mermaids. Nessa is the queen there. She lives under the sea. She and her world, and Nessa, the queen, the goddess of the oceans, work hand in hand, or more claw in hand. Since, mermaids don't exactly have hands. Well, some do. Then there's some fairies. They're ruled by Clarissa. She's grand and she's huge for a fairy. She lives in the forest alongside Layla, the queen of the elves. Her entire kind was almost extinct because of deforestation, as well as the centaurs. They all got their own different forest that they get to live in. Separate enough so that they have space from each other so they're not on top of each other, but large enough for them all to live and coexist. Then there's me. I'm the creator of this world. I'm the leader of the humans. And I make sure all the kids with powers and abilities stay safe inside my castle until they're old enough to venture out into the world. I love this world. This world is everything to me. Then there are the two demigoddesses. There's Monica and Charlotte. Charlotte was found in her lab, completely transformed into a demonic werevamp chimera due to a scientific accident, sequencing DNA trying to figure out immortality. She was a genius scientist prodigy, won a Nobel Prize at 14. Then she found out she was Loki's daughter on top of everything else. So now she rules as demigoddess of intelligence and innovation. She's like Tony Stark on steroids, but much more chaotic. I guess like father, like daughter. Speaking of Loki, we got him too. He's here as our god of stories. Everyone who comes to my world comes with a story, one they came from bad beginnings. His glorious purpose finally seen. He gets to help them rewrite their stories here in my world and find purpose so that they can live happy and peaceful lives. We've got Castiel, who is the leader of the angels. He's gone off from hunting and has taken over the angels. They are allowed to love whoever they want, and they are safe from heaven's tyranny. Who knew heaven was tyrannic, right? I sure did. Then there's Lucifer Morningstar. I was so lucky to have found him. He was doing nothing, so I gave him a job to not only be the king of the demons, but also be my legal counsel. I am now legal to run this sanctuary into whatever I see fit. And he backs me up with paperwork so big, all the lawyers are lost. Then we got Thor, the god of adventurers. He always seemed like the adventuring type. And God of Thunder works for him, but he wasn't really happy in Asgard. So I brought him here. With Loki by his side, they're acting like actual brothers now. And they both love their kids. Loki loves Charlotte, and Thor adopted one of the other kids in my care. Her name was Gabby. He named her Astrid. Then there's Monica, demigoddess of art and beauty. She loves to create, paint, sculpt, cook, bake, and she's amazing at it. She's powerful enough to destroy the entire world and then some. But she decides to use her powers to create instead. It's amazing to see her work. And she's so happy doing it. Then there is the other kids with powers and abilities. I've got Torn Sawyer, who is the last Eternus. We've got so many here. And I help them grow. I found them abandoned, abused, neglected. It was just a bad beginning. And I bring them here. They find purpose in helping their powers grow in a safe environment. It's amazing to watch them thrive. And then there is the centaurs are watched over Rhyn, R-H-Y-N. He is the oldest centaur. I found them in the Harry Potter realm. I'm allowed to mention Harry Potter, just not go into too much detail about it. But basically, I found them, and then I found more centaurs gathered around the multiverse. So I brought them all here in their own little world. It was perfect. It is perfect. There are some hiccups, fights, but who doesn't have fights? But we all talk about it calmly. I have a peace treaty that I've garnered throughout the worlds. My main goal is when I told them if they're going to join my world, if they're going to be in it, they have to understand that there's no fighting, no war. There's just going to be peace. Because that's what they came for me. They came to me because they were looking for someone peaceful. Now, not all the races get along like werewolves and vampires, but they're far enough away that they don't have to interact as much. But Edwin and Vlad have actually got a pretty good friendship going, so good for them. I started this world when I was 4. I needed this world, and then other people needed it, other creatures needed it, other races needed it, other gods needed it. I even have a goddess of creation. Her name is Chica, because I needed to put my imaginary in somewhere. It was way too overwhelming for me, so I literally created a being to help me create more stuff. She makes sure the castle builds more rooms anytime I get more people or more kids. I bring the kids to Layla to heal, and then we start their rehabilitation. Get them settled into the world, get them to feel like they're safe enough to they can sprout and grow. And then there's the plan. The plan is to eventually get all the realms to work together as one, each one helping each other in some sort of way. Nessa, centaurs, and the fairies would be in charge of the forest to help it grow and thrive, as well as the centaurs would also be helping in making sure the messages get around the forest so that all that need to talk to each other can. Then we have the dragons. They're going to watch over the treasures that we have. Make sure that since they hoard anyway, why not just give them something to hoard? Then there's the dwarves. I obviously said they're sharing their metals and their gems, so there's not much more to talk about with them. Nessa and Nimona are both in charge of the water, making sure it's clean, making sure it's safe, making sure it's secure. Then there's the vampire realms. My daughter Charlotte, the one I told you about, the innovation and intelligence demigoddess, she's making them a synthetic blood as well as giving them animal blood for them to drink so they don't have to live off humans. There's a wall around the werewolves for a reason. Because the blood red moon that we have once a month makes them go crazy, that they lose themselves. So the wall keeps them in and keeps everybody else safe. As well as they've got access to the forest, so when they shift, they can still hunt. Then there's the Chitauri. They are growing all sorts of plants, and it's amazing. They even got some plants I haven't even heard of before. Monica loves going shopping over there because she can get all sorts of different produce for her cooking. And then there's the demons. They were always scared of, they were being hated for what they are. Because they weren't inherently evil, just mischievous. Well, most of them. And then there's Castiel. He and his angels are allowed to love whoever they want. I had a king there before Castiel. His name was Alexander, but he turned out to be a tyrant just as bad. So I got rid of Alexander and had Castiel step up instead. Now the angels are healing and they're thriving. And they are making families as much as they want. There is no heaven or hell in my world. There is just land and places and realms for you to discover. And together, we'll make sure to discover them together. But for now, I think we're almost at time. So here's what I have to say to you. Stay a little bit. Look around. See my castle. See the realms. And we'll explore them together. So until next time, I'll see you guys. Have an awesome, amazing rest of your day. Bye!